Whether it's the corporate media, Fox News, CNN, the Republican Congress, Democrat Congress, they all take money from the same people and they all have the same vested interest in making sure Israel gets what it wants. It's always been that way. That's just been the system. And that's why the Epstein files have not been released. If you guys saw the story with that, the Epstein files were supposed to be released by Attorney General Pam Bondi on a set date. What they did is they sent a bunch of MAGA influencers, Scott Presler and a bunch of people to the White House, gave them some binders that said Epstein files phase 1, acting like the files had been released, when all they did was release public files that were even further redacted. People didn't take the bait and quickly realize we didn't get the Epstein files. So even to this very second, people are asking them, what happened? Why didn't we get them? Pam Bondi says, oh, the FBI wasn't transparent and they didn't give us the files. So why would you tell the people that you have them and you're going to release them? That's a little strange. And then Kash Patel and the FBI says, oh, no, we're being transparent. And then they allegedly say that there's a leak or there's a mole in the FBI that's withholding the files. Are you guys just not communicating? What's the problem here? Because the files are clearly saved on a computer in the FBI database. Why can't someone with a security clearance go in there, get the files, and release them to the public? What's so hard about that? Maybe it's because there's something in the files that they don't want people to see. Maybe because it heavily implicates people that are involved in the administration or people that really change public opinion about certain narratives. That's probably the case. And as much as we were hoping to get this release, I don't think we're going to get it. I don't think we're going to get the JFK files. I don't think we're going to get the 9/11 files. And we're certainly not getting the Epstein files because it all implicates Israel. And everybody knows this. It takes nothing more than a Wikipedia search to know that Epstein was a Mossad agent. He was connected to Les Wexner, Robert Maxwell. It's not rocket science. Epstein had this blackmail ring from public figures to politicians, coerced and funded by Israel. It's pretty clear that was the case. And obviously, Epstein was tied to Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, very high-profile figures. Clearly, they do not want to release it. To me, it seems like they would just fool everyone by saying, oh, we'll send DC Drano and Scott Presler and all these MAGA influencers and give them these binders and that'll be transparency. And all these people are posting, this is the most transparent administration ever. Yeah, but we still didn't get the files. Even the influencers that went there are already moving on from the topic and don't even act like it's even a major discussion anymore. That's a problem. I'm not surprised at all. I called this last month. The people that are on the task force do not have any interest in releasing these files. Paulina Luna, Tim Burchett, all the people on the task force for releasing these files, they have no interest in doing so. Look them up. Look who their donors are. Look what they say about Israel. It's all the same, Republican, Democrat. And you've seen massive backlash after Ian Carroll, Candace Owens, and Andrew Tate all went on podcasts in the same day to give the message out that Epstein was a Mossad agent, and this is why they're not releasing the files. The same thing I'm saying. And from that, it got massive backlash from Daily Wire, all the pro-Israel organizations saying, if you support Andrew Tate, you're just as guilty. It's just like all this nonsense that they're spewing, trying to compare the two. We're not willing to have an argument about who Epstein really was. When you say these things, all they do is freak out, and they have no rebuttal to the argument. That's what's really shifting the conversation in the Overton window, because for the longest time, people were canceled for talking about these subjects. They're really taboo. And this is great for free speech because we've never really had the liberation on the internet like now. It's almost like 2016, 2015-ish, where you can really just say whatever you want. I'm not saying censorship doesn't exist. It definitely does. But we're starting to see a shift in the conversation, especially from these mainstream voices, even on Joe Rogan. Like they're having this conversation about who really controls America, why we're not getting transparency, even within the Trump administration. So this is huge. Every day the Epstein files aren't released, it's just going to lose trust in the administration more and more. So if I were them, I would release these as soon as possible. You can understand there might be a minute thing that are actually in national security interest that you could redact, but why not release the whole files? What's the holdup here? It just seemed really suspicious, and it seemed like they tried to just fool everyone with these binders. We'll just give them some props, and that'll be that. That's transparency. That, to me, is not transparency, and I don't think anybody else agrees with that. I don't know who made this idea. It clearly didn't work. It was not effective, and like I said, we want these files. A lot of this information is already public. It's not even much of a conspiracy anymore. It's just a fact.